Alright, good evening guys. Welcome to my thoughts on Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3. I reviewed the first one probably maybe 2 years ago, and I liked it. It was a pretty good game. So going into this one, I mean, I knew what to expect. It's a Dynasty Warrior game, obviously. It's Gundam. It's a crossover. So with that said, yeah, let's jump into this bitch. Alright, so starting off with story. Alright, so this is my only major gripe with the game is the story. Alright, so basically in every universe of Gundam, everybody received a mysterious signal and basically went to it. They all blacked out, woke up in this different world pretty much. And you know, this is but the only interesting thing about the story is that there's like 4 or 5 different groups of Gundam characters. And they each have their own goals. Some characters will separate from groups, join other groups will be happening while other groups are doing things. So what they do is they give you this story mode where like you start off with either Amuro, Setsuna, there was like 2 other characters I think. But pretty much you play through this story mode, and like throughout the story mode you're figuring out like you'll start fighting let's say you're fighting Heavy Arms, what the hell's his name? Troya. Fight Troya or Treya, whatever the hell his name is, and you figure out that he's with another group, and he could leave that group to join your group. So once you beat the story mode and you beat all the bad guys, all the established bad guys, all the established allies, you pretty much know the story. But what they do is they allow you to play as the characters from the other groups, so you get a completely different perspective on what was happening before or after you were playing as Amuro or Setsuna. And it's really interesting the way they pull that off. But it's also kind of a burden, really, because while you're playing as all these characters, you have operators and partners. Each character can level up to level 5, like level 5 friendship level. And without telling you, you actually have to get your character to certain levels in order to progress through the story missions. So I pretty much had like 90% of the characters unlocked, but at the same time, it wasn't telling me that I could progress because I was missing like 1 or 2 friendship levels. So that kind of sucked, but that's really all about the story. There's no sacrifice. There's nothing unpredictable. I mean, for the most part, everybody stays alive. Everybody is good. Everybody goes back to their own time period. There's interaction between the characters, but nothing that would make you go, "Holy shit, this is a crazy story." Like, why didn't they come up with an original story? Like, let's say fucking Amuro dies, or Char gets his arm ripped off, or something to make it an actual story, not a fucking, "Hey guys, let's put them all together." It's like, fucking no, that's not gonna do anything. There's no, like, they had a really good opportunity. They're all on this distant planet. Everybody's helping each other. Everybody's teaming up with other people, and yet they make it as predictable as can be. Why? So that's my thoughts on the story. There is one cool thing with it too, is they also allow you to play history missions, which are like, let's say you play through the Mobile Suit Gundam history. You'll basically be playing Amuro when he first started out at White Base, and you're fighting Char and Skelgog and Zaku, and pretty cool. Then you play through like Mobile Suit Z Gundam, you play through Gundam Wing, you play through G Gundam. Like, you pretty much play through like 15 different history stories, which are their actual story missions. That's about it. I think, yeah, I'm gonna disapprove the story just because nothing really stood out to me. Alright, so going into gameplay. So obviously this is Dynasty Warriors, and Dynasty Warriors is known for basically hack and slash. You're one guy versus dozens and dozens and dozens of on-screen enemies. By the end of the match, you'll probably kill anywhere from like 500 to 1,000 people. But mainly your goal is to go from zone to zone, capturing the zone. You basically capture the zone by eliminating enough enemies within the zone. Once you do that, you'll have the zone on the map. It'll show that it's blue to indicate it's yours. Go kill more enemies. Occasionally you'll kill an enemy and they'll drop a power-up like defense is increased by 30% for 60 seconds, or attack power is increased by 40% for 20 seconds. Just power-ups like that get dropped pretty often. So that's Dynasty Warriors in a nutshell, pretty much. But this game does some pretty cool shit. Alright, so going into this game, you have like, you start off with like 5 characters, but you'll unlock at least I want to say at least 30 characters, maybe more. The character screen is just massive, and each character has their own Gundam, so that's another like 30 Gundams you can pilot. Once you use a Gundam 5 times, you can basically buy the license for it, and then anybody can use it. That's pretty cool. But each character can level up to level 50. You can modify each Gundam with parts, or they use these things called plans that give your Gundam like better stats, and then they also give you upgrade slots. So like, let's say you have a RX-78 Gundam with let's say it has 4 upgrade slots, and you got it from when you killed Char or something. Basically, when you go into the Gundam workshop, you can upgrade it 4 times. So let's say you put all 4 upgrade points into melee damage. Pretty much your Gundam is gonna be fucking tearing enemies' assholes out whenever you melee now. It's very cool. There's a lot of customization with every Gundam, which gives you a lot of replayability. I mean, you can max every character to 50. You can get the best parts for the Gundams to make them even stronger. And by the end, like, not even by the end, dude, by the let's say like the 20 hour mark, my Unicorn Gundam was you couldn't kill that thing. It killed you in 1 melee hit, and it basically I would beat levels within 2 minutes usually. It was just unstoppable. So yeah, pretty much this is how it goes. You pick a character, you go into a mission, you clear the mission, you kill bosses, which are like just other Gundam pilots. They'll drop plans for their Gundams. You go back to your base or whatever. You can upgrade, customize Gundams. You can talk to other pilots. You get the story through there. You can sell parts. You can upgrade. You can buy skills. You can spend experience points. You can buy experience points. Yeah, I think that's about it. Pretty much from that screen though, you have dozens and hundreds of missions. It's crazy, dude. There's history missions, there's story missions, there's recollection missions, there's relationship missions, there's friendship missions, there's history missions, there's special missions. There's just so many types of missions that you can do. It's a bit overwhelming actually, but what ultimately I'd recommend that you do only friendship, relationship, story missions for the most part. Just blow through the game doing those, and then once just keep blowing through it at that pace. You can save those missions for last. So I'm gonna approve of gameplay. There's a lot of interesting stuff in there. Going into the sound design, I'd say the OST is average. There was nothing that stood out to me. There's nothing that really sucked too badly to me. I will say that it kind of sucks that you can't turn off the music though. The voice acting is the original cast from each series, so that's a plus. I like that. Also, you can change. This is pretty cool. When you go into your music, you can actually pick which songs you want to play during battle. Like throughout the game, you'll unlock more and more songs, and you can pick how frequently this song plays over this song. And it's pretty cool that they give you these sound options. So yeah, I guess I'll approve of sound. The voice acting was nice, and a lot of it is voiced. I think they could have voiced a little bit more though. Alright, so for my likes and dislikes, alright, like 1, you can switch between English and Japanese audio. That's a plus. And also there's a stat screen. A lot of games will not show you a stat screen, but this one shows you your time played, how many enemies you killed, how many friendships you have at level 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. I don't have any major dislikes aside from how repetitive this game gets, and not everything is voiced, but nothing really noteworthy. So final thoughts on Dynasty Warriors 3. Alright, so this is a pretty badass game. I think if you are a Gundam fan, it's definitely worth a check out. If you are not a Gundam fan, you should try running it out. It is a pretty fun Dynasty Warriors game. It does a lot more to the formula than the Dynasty Warrior games obviously do. What I'm curious though is how One Piece Dynasty Warriors is gonna hold up compared to this. But yeah, I don't know. The story's really average. The gameplay's pretty cool, but it can get pretty repetitive too at the same time. And the soundtrack's boring. The voice acting's good. But there's one thing that I gotta think though when you play this game is, well, this is an anime game, and does it make me want to watch the anime? And it does. So I think it does its job pretty well.